think it means when you want for others what you want for yourself, how you treat others the way you would want to be treated. So when, like being a teacher necessarily doesn't mean lecturing or speaking, but showing by action.
Beautiful. Yes, darling.
When he says be a teacher, don't you think he maybe means find the guide within, the guru within, or the spirit, that the inner guide?
So there are two aspects of this question. One is the manifestation, which is the example of your life, how you are in life. And the brother is how you are in life, how you're manifesting the love. And you cannot manifest the love by talking about just love. You have to feel it. You have to experience it. You have to see the connection, the cause and effects all the way. You have to see this beauty, this perfection, this wisdom. Then brother is saying, where do you get it? And isn't Siddhi saying through this word, he is saying through this word, Siddhi is saying that every one of you is a teacher and every one of you has everything you need to be that teacher in you. That's what you're saying. And I think it's a very important point in our sense of abundance, in our sense of appreciation and gratitude, and our sense of knowing that we have and we have been given. We have been given both, but we have been given gifts by Allah, and we have been given gifts by our guide, both. And gifts that we receive from Allah is, and we also receive similar gifts from Siddhi, where all are make us each very unique and different, unique. And those qualities that we each carry makes us each unique. And the gifts that we receive from Siddhi are universal. Are universal. In which each of us can do our walking and cleaning and perfect our doings. So what I'm getting from what we read so far, and I don't want to say anything negative, because anything negative is even if it may be true, it's an interpretation. But it seems like what we're saying is activating ourselves individually and communally is part of what Siddhi is asking. So in order to activate ourselves, if we want to do something, if we want to activate something, we know generally we want to activate ourselves in mercy, in love. But we also know that specifically this will be different for each of us. But in order to do that, when you want to activate yourself towards a goal, what do you do first? You take an inventory of what you have that you can utilize in actualizing progress towards a more unified community, which is what CD is asking for. So the question then becomes, what have we inherited? What is our inheritance from CD? One of them, of course, is this community which means a lot and has so much of a potential, much more, because nothing is static. Nothing is everything is growing, everything is a tree. This community is a tree. So it's becoming to bear fruits. And we want to help it along. So we know that we need to find a love between ourselves. But we also know that if we do love, we find love. So what is in our inheritance? What have we inherited? What did the Father leave for us besides this community?
He left a library of his teachings.
His teachings.
Which transmit to us if you read them and write them. Which transmits to us if you read and write them.
Which transmits?
Yeah, I just see these books. He left his books.
Yes, beautiful.
His teachings.
That's, yes. The teachings, see these teachings. Okay? So, that's one of our inheritances. What responsibility do we have towards that inheritance? Do we all agree that that's a very significant inheritance? His teachings in form of his books, his talks, his memories. Yeah, okay. So what is our responsibilities? What's our responsibility towards that inheritance?
To read them. To read and write them. And discuss them.
All of that, read, write, discuss, so bad. Read, write, discuss, so bad. Read, write. For what? For understanding. Because when you have some understanding, you share, that's the talking, right? We share, we elevate each other, we take each other different. Okay. So that's this, the teaching, for clearing the imagination, helping that. But of course, imagination is connected to our being. So what other responsibilities do we have towards the teachings? Deepening our understanding by studying them. What else?
And sharing them with other people when there's an opening.
When we have this understanding, it will be reflected in our lives, in our doings, and in our sharings, and in our treatment of other people. And we can even take a more active role and find ways of teaching that understanding through words or deeds. Right? Words or deeds. It could be deeds. It could be deeds. A beloved who and sings the names of Allah in their ear, preparing them for the passage. So merciful, so merciful. So there's our own teachings. So what other responsibility do we have towards these teachings? Yes, beloved.
Sidi taught us how to water our seed and to give it clean water and nourishment and soil and light. And I think we have a responsibility to nourish other people's seed as well.
Yes. So when we say the word seed, I just want to be clear that in the chain of cause and effect, seed is at the bottom, right? In other words, if you see a tree, the cause of it, seed. So when what she's saying is that this light and this love, first of all she's saying, keep it clean for any other intention that your heart may carry, regardless what the one you're trying to give to, you may feel some attachment, some attraction. Overcome that. Clean. And be clear as to the light of the teaching. And then take it to the root, to the seed. Don't just apply it to the last manifestation, which is the picture you're seeing. But understand the need of the beloved, the root of the need of the beloved, the core of the need of the beloved. And the beloved could be your beloved, could be your child, could be your community, could be the school project that you're working in, could be humanity, could be the planet Earth, could be a vision of making the teachings more available to the world by organizing them the way every other community has done with their own teachings, so one can access different topics easily. You know, these are all loving projects that can be done by going to the roots. And the root and the seed of every tree has an incredibly deep and exact connection to the fruit. You can't start with the seed and then halfway around say that, well, my management wants me to change from grapes to pomegranates. You can't. If you started with the grape seed, you have grape seed. Meaning, again, you have to respect the reality within the creation and not impose your own reality upon it. So, we were asking about the inheritance called teachings. definitely, definitely. I mean, there is a consensus that that is a very significant inheritance we have received. That there is Siddhi's voice, Siddhi's presence is there. When we open these books and read it, he's there. And he's clear, and he's clean. He's clean. There is nothing from outside. So, our responsibility, what else? What other responsibility do we see vis-a-vis these teachings? That as a community we can be, and as an individual, both as an individual and a community. We can be creative about. This is a field. The teachings is a field. And if the inheritors of the field, the children of the Father who left them the field, if they plow it, if they work it, it will bear beautiful trees. But we have to recognize that this is an important field, the teaching, and it's one of our responsibilities, individual responsibility. Perhaps maybe each of us make our own contract with ourselves. I try not to go to sleep in a day without reading a few pages, for example. Or we get together and form a plan to bring these teachings in some form that is digestible to a needy aspect, clean and clear, to the root of, to some need that we perceive. So there is many ways that this inheritance can be spent and make ourselves rich. So what other inheritance have we received?
I felt like I received from Siddhi a path, a way, a direction to be closer to God.